Ariel Helwani in San Antonio following the 2023 Royal Rumble alongside the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. She went from 1 to 30. She made history tonight. She is the one and only mommy, Rhea Ripley. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So a lot to talk to you about. First off, I was just listening to the post-presser, and you said that you may have injured your knee in the match. What happened?
So I just have knee problems. I've always had them growing up playing soccer. My kneecap just sometimes slides out of place and it like sort of goes to the side. Sometimes it will go to the very back of my knee and then I just have to straighten it and it goes back.
Oh my.
It hasn't done it for years, so I don't know what made it do it. I guess I haven't drank enough water today or eaten enough. But yeah, it slid out for a little bit, but I popped it back in straight away.
Early on, I mean, you were there for a very long time, so were you worried?
Yeah, I mean, it happened maybe halfway through, maybe a little bit earlier. I wasn't too worried because, to be honest, the rest of my body was pretty cramped anyway, so I just sort of ignored it, and my nose was busted too.
Oh my.
So all I could smell was blood and it was just everywhere, but I live for this stuff, you know?
How would you describe being in there for the entire time? Like going through that gauntlet, going through that marathon, what's it like?
Crazy. Absolute craziness. I mean, people come out every 90 seconds and you can literally see and hear their music. Like, you know who's coming and you know when it gets to 30 and you're just like, all right, it's at 30 and we still have so much to go and I've been in here for so long already. But at the same time, it's sort of like, it gives you a bit of adrenaline rush. And there was a couple of times where like, I looked at the fans and like we made eye contact and it sort of gave me the energy to keep going, or I would, me being me, you know, I'm smart. So I roll under the bottom rope and I sit on the ground just laughing at everyone getting eliminated, and I was having the time of my life. Like it was a real cool experience, and I'm so proud that I could be the one to go from 1 to winning in the first time for women's Royal Rumble match, you know? It's really cool.
It's been amazing watching your evolution, your growth over the last few months, your confidence as well. Like I remember when we spoke Survivor Series 2 years ago, and you know you were kind of newish to the media, maybe a little nervous. Now,
very nervous.
Yeah, now you're a completely different person. What has changed?
So I've been through a lot the last few years. I've obviously grown up. I moved here at 20. I was very, very young and I was timid, shy, and I just wanted to please everyone. You know, I wanted to do a good job, and then I sort of had to teach myself not to care. And I think that's my biggest confidence boost that I could have given myself, is just to like block out all the hate and all the negativity and just like not really care about people's opinion and do my own thing, do what I think is right. So it really has opened up a different like route for me in this career, and it's helped. I've obviously skyrocketed from it, and my confidence has grown and I've gotten better at everything, but it's practice and getting out there and being thrown straight in the deep end, which is something that happens to me quite often. So it's sink or swim, and I've been swimming.
How do you feel about the comparisons to Chyna? People say that you're like the most dominant female on the roster since her, maybe go for an IC title, something like that. Those comparisons are coming up a lot these days. How do you feel about those?
I think it's cool. I want people to keep saying that. I know Kofi said that he wants to see me go for the IC title, and I'm so down for it. I love being compared to Chyna. I know that I get a lot of hate at the same time, which is weird, but like I understand where it's coming from, where people are like, you can't be the next Chyna, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I can't be the next Chyna. She was absolutely amazing, and she was herself, and she was very unique to her. But I'm the first Rhea Ripley, and if I can get somewhat compared to her, like I'm doing something right, but I'm also going to do it in my own special sort of tweaking way. But I love to see it.
We going for the Raw belt or the SmackDown belt?
I don't know, bro.
Okay.
I got a lot of thinking. I know.
Yeah.
I got a lot of thinking to do because I got chemistry with both of them girls, and we've both, like, I've gone to war with both of them multiple times. There's incentives for me to go to Bianca, and there's incentives for me to go to Charlotte. So I'm going to sit down and have a big think about this one.
Last thing, felt to me like the women's rumble, at least my opinion, was more entertaining than the men's. Especially the finish. Loved the finish. You and Liv were tremendous. Yesterday we asked Bailey if there's a bit of a rivalry between the women and the men. Like, this is the one time that you guys can go head to head in terms of our match is better than yours.
Yeah.
Did you watch theirs, and do you agree with that statement?
So I watched bits and pieces of theirs. Obviously I was out there for a little bit as well. I got speared on the concrete. Thank you, Beth. But I got up and I won, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, there's always competition between us and the men. Normally, the women, we're always on first, so the thing that we say is follow that. But we were on second this time, so obviously we've been doing it right the last few years because we've made it down the card and we got to go semi-main and really put on a show and get the time and just go out there and show everyone what the women can do.
Well, you showed us tonight tremendous stuff. You made history, first Australian to win a Royal Rumble, first to go from 1 to 30 for the women, and now going to headline maybe WrestleMania coming up in just a few months, going for the belt. So keep it up. Tremendous seeing your growth. Like I said, I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.